In this video we're going to talk about the stock market and the gaming industry, my friends. Welcome to Streaming Deluxe. My name is Mr. Orange, and as you can see here on the screen, it's the chart of Tencent Holding Limited. So it's a stock, a Chinese big internet company. It's very popular, so Google it if you don't know it yet. So I own the stock. A little disclaimer, I'm also not a financial advisor. Another disclaimer, so do of course your own research. But what is interesting with this stock? So the stock is now like $40, and from its all-time low, the Chinese stocks were coming back very nicely, so almost 25%. And if you look, for example, to the all-time high, the stock is only, it's only 35% down, I would say now. Pretty cool. If you compare now this stock, for example, with the Nasdaq, let's have a look. So you of course you have to compare it also with the Shanghai index and with the Hong Kong index. But if you compare it now with the Nasdaq, with the American US tech stocks shares, it's I would say it was really going well recently. And looking at the Nasdaq, we're around 13% down. It's extremely volatile, as you can see here. So it's like crazy, this volatility. I mean, that's good for people that like trading, but on the other hand, you have to take care. We are kind of in some sort of bear market, I would say, at the moment. It all depends, of course, now if we can see, for example, here, again, a sort of uptrend. Otherwise, I would say we're here in a sort of a bear market. So, but it's very interesting. Let's jump back to Tencent, my friend. So, Tencent, I would say it's a very interesting stock, and it was, if you would have bought it here, you would have made already 25% if you would have bought it at the bottom, and you would sell it now. So I'm hoping personally that we're going to see even higher values. But of course, the situation at the moment between China and the US is a little bit difficult. We have this, let's call it trade skirmish, but there is a high risk that it might become a trade war. On the other hand, every day we hear again some good news, then the next day something crazy happens. Like, for example, the CFO of Huawei was taken into custody by Canadian police and is waiting to get extradited to the US, which is also again some stupid situation between US and China. On the other hand, US said that they want to separate those two issues, which is good. So Trump was also tweeting again some positive news. So let's hope that the little trade skirmish stays a skirmish and is not going into a fully fledged trade war or cold war. So, but this put aside, that's politics. Mr. Market is also doing is also following not only politics. Mr. Market is sometimes it's so volatile, and there's all the fear of the masses, and people take out money, for example, here from emerging markets. And China, they were taking out a lot of money, so it was even bringing Tencent to $32 down. And I mean, now it's already $40, so it was even a good trading possibility for someone that bought it at the bottom. But I want to talk in this video also very shortly about some other gaming stocks. We're just looking shortly at the chart. But what is more important, I want to talk about the Epic launcher and the relation of Epic Games and Tencent. So that's very important. So, but I don't think that this relation has something to do with the stock in general. So let's have a very short look. That's Ubisoft. So we are at 68 euros at the Paris Stock Exchange at the moment. Let's see how it develops. So it's very much possible that we see like 37 euros in the future. So I would be very cautious now buying into the stock. So it depends on the overall tech sector, I would say, also in the US and in Europe. So stay very cautious with Ubisoft at the moment. On the other hand, yeah, it's if we would see the all-time high again, then it would be a great possibility, but we have no idea, my friends, if we see the all-time high again. Then another stock, Nintendo, listed in Tokyo, the Japanese stock in this channel. So lost 38% from the all-time high, still very nice, up from 2015. And I would also wait here to be very cautious, wait for the support to be built up. If you want to jump now in because you think now you want to catch the bottom, yeah, maybe it's more interesting, $33 or $25, then it's definitely interesting as a stock to buy. But 33 around here, you can also see from 2000 that there seems to be some sort of support. But on the other hand, there's also support on $12, so be very cautious with Nintendo, my friends. Take-Two Interactive, doesn't look so good, don't you think? So I mean, Red Dead Redemption came out and everyone was so happy about Take-Two Interactive. So now the game is out. I think there are already beta tests on the online multiplayer mode, and there was some issues with microtransactions. Of course, be a bit cautious here too, but I would say Take-Two Interactive has the possibility to rise very quickly, very high, but it depends very much on the overall market circumstances. So take a look at the Nasdaq, how the Nasdaq develops in this sense. I mean, Electronic Arts, even today was not the worst day on the stock market and the Nasdaq, but even Electronic Arts achieved like minus 0.35% down. So we are now at $83, which is pretty much here at the support line we had already mid 2016. Is it a buy at the moment? Well, personally for me it's not. I would not buy it yet. I think if we get in other territories of the bear market, then yeah, we definitely, then I think we're going to see this kind of support line at 53 and even lower. Let's go a bit like this. Yeah, maybe here's some support line, $55. I wouldn't buy it before. I mean, I'm not a big Electronic Arts fan, and I think Battlefield 1 was not very popular. It already got a nice discount. The games as service is not really working well for Electronic Arts at the moment, as far as I heard. So I didn't see any numbers, of course. We're going to see those numbers later in the year or next year, and then we find out how Electronic Arts in general is performing at the moment. But if I'm looking, my friends, if I look now, 45%, around 45% losses from the all-time high, that's very, very much. And then I would say, I would be very cautious, because this losses in comparison to the uptrend, it's very steep, it's very quick, and it's nasty, and it hurts. And then we Tencent, I'm skipping it very quickly. Then another stock, Activision-Blizzard, it's a stock I own. So I was buying it in different tranches, and I was buying, I think, here, and then again here at 55 or something. So I'm definitely I'm in the minus for myself. It looks a bit like the Electronic Arts stocks, but I like the company more. I definitely like the company more. But let's see how this works out. If we're going to build here some sort of, okay, here's the 200 euros average line. So we broke through it. If we win it back, then it might be interesting. then I can even imagine that we're going to get like 10-20% upturn again. So why not? So very interesting. So, but of course, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please don't buy any of those stocks if you didn't make your own homework, if you didn't check everything yourself. So at the stock markets, you can lose money. It's very, very risky. So, but just be clear on this. I mean, imagine you would have bought here at $83 and you would now be down 40%. So let's say you bought for $1,000 and you would be like 40% down. That means you would only have now $600 of your $1,000. So very risky. So guys, therefore take care what you buy. The same actually if you look at Activision and you compare it to Nvidia, I mean, guys, this looks pretty much the same, don't you think? So, and if we now look at the Nasdaq doesn't look that nasty, that evil. So, but of course, also Nvidia got really how you say battered down, it's really beaten down. And the question is, do we see $100 as a support line? Are we going to see this even this year or beginning next year? I have no clue, guys. I have no clue. But here it's very, very difficult territory. So let's see if the support line, if the support will be developed here. And I mean, with the overall context, 2019, 2020, like people like Ray Dalio say there might be a possibility that we're in the end of the cycle and the recession is possible. So. And we don't know how the recession is going to be. We also don't know how strong the impact of the recession is going to be on the stock market. So, but just put this aside. Okay, so I wanted to check Tencent. So, my friends, do you know what this is? This is the Epic Store, the Epic Game Store. And now we heard the last days, we heard that some of the games here, you see, they're pretty cool games. Outer Worlds new game, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw new game, Journey is going to be free to play here. Man Eater looks fun, and World War Z. So we read that World War Z is going to be exclusive for the Epic Store, and we read also, my friends, that Ashen is exclusive. And Hades is exclusive. That's the game from the popular developers from Transistor and Bastion. And these has been always Steam games, and the community says, I don't need another store. First of all, from the positive side, I would say it's always good to have competition. On the other side, I say personally, I don't need another store myself. I love Steam. I really, really don't need another store. So it annoys me to have another store. And I don't want to play games now on the Epic Game Store. But on the other hand, I personally also say I'm a Tencent shareholder. And why Tencent? What has Tencent to do with Epic Games and Fortnite? Yeah, it's very simple, my friends. So here, where is this in German? Let's change it to English. So what is interesting, that Tencent was buying 53% of Epic in 2012. Where is it written? And now they hold, I think, around 40% of Epic Games. So Tencent holds like 40% of Epic Games. So in this sense, I say, yeah, it's very interesting for a big company like Tencent, a big Chinese company, having the foot in the Western European and the US market when it comes to gaming and develop a concurrence product to Steam. But as a gamer, I am not happy. I'm definitely not happy, my friends. There's actually even some, I think I read it here. Okay. Tim Sweeney, can't read it here. Tim Sweeney, where are you? It's nothing written. So yeah, it's still Tim Sweeney is still the founder of the company and one of the key people. But Tencent has here it is, Tencent Games as a Service and Tencent Acquisition. So if you're interested, you can go and read this article on Wikipedia. So there's a lot of information. And then you see actually how important Epic Games is for Tencent. And I think this might also be related to the fact now that Epic Games, as I said, Epic Games is having a known store, and Epic Games is trying to develop themselves here, but it's not really, people are not really happy. And Ashen, for example, is a very nice looking game that I, for example, I like a lot. And on Steam, it would have been a game that I would have bought. But do I going to buy it now here? I'm not sure. I mean, it was also a surprise when they were publishing this like yesterday or the day before yesterday. And yeah, another big critic is they don't have regional pricing. So if someone, for example, in South Africa or in a country with a lower GDP or purchasing power in the population, it's going still to cost like $40 or 40 euros. And yeah, you need regional pricing on your store, otherwise people are not going to change or not going to buy any games. So in the other parts of the world except Europe and US. On the other hand, you might say, yeah, US and Europe are the biggest gaming regions, and this is true, but regional pricing would be, on the other hand, a good thing. So guys, what do you think? Do we need another store? Do we need another launcher? I mean, what do I have now? I have the Bethesda launcher, and Bethesda, I read too, is going to bring Rage 2 exclusive to the Bethesda launcher. Also super annoying, and I would also actually expect Bethesda games to stay a bit longer on Steam. So now it's also not happening. But this has something to do with the pricing of Steam for games, and we know Steam is asking 20 to 30%, and 20% for the really high selling games. So like a Rage 2, maybe you would only have to pay the 20% fees to Steam. That's how they finance themselves. But yeah, if you can afford like a Tencent Epic Games, if you can afford to have a store like this, yep, you're going to try your luck. The same with Bethesda. Now they have Fallout 76 on their own store. And then we have Origin, then we have the Uplay launcher, and we have Battle.net, Destiny not on Steam, Call of Duty not on Steam. So if the Ubisoft games are going to be exclusive in the future on Uplay, then I personally have to say, what is left at Steam? Then they have to change it. They have to change it at Steam, because my favorite games at the moment on Steam are the Bethesda games, the Uplay games, the Ubisoft games, and it was the Call of Duty from Activision. Call of Duty is gone. Bethesda games are gone. And if now the Ubisoft games are going as well, my friends, I have to admit, what games am I going to play then on Steam? Only those indie games, the indie pixel games, the cheaper games, the adult games. We have now a lot of adult games on Steam. I'm not really sure. So something has to change here. Something has to change, and we should take care not to get too many of the stores. But yeah, it's every developer's own decision. We have also, sorry for coming back, the Microsoft Store, GOG. So the store for the Witcher developers, Microsoft Store, all the Xbox games, and then some other exclusives, so the Xbox. It looks a bit grim for Steam. It looks grim for Steam, my friends, and especially with Epic, because Epic has money now. I mean, with Fortnite, with the success of Fortnite, with Tencent in the back, oh my god, there is money, and they can take the competition with Steam, with Valve. They definitely can. So Steam has to get themselves together. They have the greatest platform on PC, or maybe the greatest gaming platform ever, with all the forums and the review system. Yeah, the review system is destroying sometimes games, but it's not getting better if they get destroyed on Metacritics, because everyone can write on Metacritics. So for Steam, at least, you need to buy the game. They have a great refund policy now, also really good. I like it, the refund policy. They have regional pricing. They have a lot of gimmicks like cards, like badges, backgrounds. They have a nice new feature. I have my curators group on Steam, so I love to write the reviews there, to link my videos on Steam. So for me, Steam is still the number one, but they have to do something to win back. They have to do something, my friends, to win back the big companies. That's very important. But yeah, it's going to be difficult. So. Okay, my friend. So yeah, I'm leaving it here now with the Tencent chart. So check out the Tencent Holdings Limited with all the critics I had now and all the love I was giving to Steam. Doesn't change the fact that I'm a Tencent stockholder. So, and I like the stock overall. Of course, don't buy it. Please don't buy it. So make up your own mind, make your own homework, read into it. Is this something that interests you? And then may take your own decisions, of course. So my friends, I'm leaving it here. Have a wonderful evening. See you.